5 unconventional law of attraction techniques that I use to get 135,000 YouTube subscribers and over 6 million views in under 6 months. You can use this for any dream you have. Doesn't need to be just for YouTube. You could use it to attract your soulmate, more money, your dream career, or anything else that you want. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and let's dive right into this video. Number 1, transmutation of shit talkers. Yeah, I just made that one up. Transmutation of shit talkers. Okay, so what happens when we're starting anything from scratch? Quite often we face some level of opposition, whether it's from family members or whether you're putting your music out there and then somebody says it sucks on the internet, or you're making a YouTube channel like me and a bunch of people don't like you, right? Like, you get all types of things in our world on all different scales. You might be trying to climb the ladder in your company and get a raise and be more of a leader, and there's some a-hole that just like is super jealous that you're such a positive person, and so the result is that they try to sabotage your success, right? Like, you might be going for some amazing man or woman that you're attracted to. Somebody else wants it, and they're trying to belittle you because they feel inferior and threatened by you. There's so many ways that we face opposition in our lives, and the thing that will allow you to be successful at whatever it is that you want to attract is to understand that your subconscious beliefs are what's going to govern and control your life ultimately. I instilled into my subconscious mind that I have millions of YouTube subscribers. Not quite there yet in this third dimensional reality, but we'll be there soon. But I already saw that I had hundreds of thousands of them. So then when I was like starting and I wasn't making the progress that I wanted, or I faced opposition, I could easily reject those things with my conscious mind. And so there's a couple things that I want you to try and that I invite you to consider. And number 1 is the phrase, "That's not part of my belief system." Anytime you're going for anything and somebody thinks it's a miracle, somebody thinks it's crazy, somebody thinks it's ridiculous, you're the one who gets to decide whether it enters as your belief system. So the transmutation of shit talkers is that you're transmuting that energy into a positive experience that's reinforcing your commitment to your desire and what you intend to attract into your life. You're transmuting that energy. "No thanks, that's not part of my belief system." So you can start to say that. "No thanks, that's not part of my belief system." You could say it at the office, you could say it at home, you could just say it in your head to yourself. And then the second part of that is, every time that you get rejected, every time people tell you it's a bad idea, every time you try to present your idea, your product, your service, you try to ask somebody out and it doesn't work the way that you want, when someone says no, you say next. That's what Jack Canfield always says. When someone says no, you say next. So number 1, that's not part of my belief system. Number 2, no, next. Make sure you have those by commenting which one your favorite is down below. No, next, or that's not part of my belief system. Transmutation of shit talking and reinforcing that commitment to your dream is the first unconventional step to create what you want. Number 2, nothing happens until something moves, or the law of getting off your ass. Because what happens, you watch this channel and I talk about the law of attraction, and the most common mainstream conception of the law of attraction is that pretty much every time you ever want something, you'll never have to do anything, it's gonna show up into your life. And while that's happened to me actually many times, and it's probably happened to you before, either coincidentally or synchronistically, or not, it doesn't really matter. The fact is, I built this channel because I sit here and I research as much titles that I can come up with, and I'm using SEO to find the most commonly searched terms so I could tap into markets, a viewership, so people can actually find my videos. I'm sitting here, I record myself, I don't edit myself, but I record myself, and I spend hours and hours a week recording videos, and sometimes my voice gets sore because I'm making so many videos in a row, because I'm publishing a video every single day. And by the way, I'm about to start a second YouTube channel on money mindset and creating the life that you want with freedom from money. So I haven't launched that yet, but that's a lot. I'm gonna be producing a video every day on there, as well. So that's gonna be 2 videos a day. That's gonna be like 800 videos a day. You have to work for what you want a lot of times. Not all the time, but a lot of times. And so you can use the simple rule of 3, which is 3 things that you want to accomplish every day. It's taken from Jack Canfield, or the Tim Ferriss approach, which is if you can only get 1 thing done in a day or 2 things done in a day, what would they be? And focus on those main tasks. And nothing happens until something moves is a term from Albert Einstein. It was a phrase that he used. Nothing happens until something moves. So we live in a vibrational universe, right? So nothing happens until something moves quite literally means that the law of attraction can't respond to what you want until your energy first moves. Oftentimes that's with taking action in the physical universe, but a lot of times it's not. I don't want to put the idea into your head, and I'm not saying at all that it's going to take really hard work, because a lot of things don't, and this isn't super hard work because I enjoy doing it. So it's not always gonna work like that. But remember that if things aren't moving the way that you want, just know what you want and get the feet moving quickly. And if you're having trouble with that, with the mindset around that, you can download my free success hypnosis, jakeshypnosis.com down below. I've used it for about 6 years. And before you start to work, you close your eyes, you put it in, you listen to it for 15 or so minutes, get your mind and your subconscious mind wired for success and abundance, and then you can take the necessary steps. Number 3, collapsing time. Collapse time, man, right? You're probably like, what are you even talking about? What I'm saying is that really time doesn't actually exist at all. Doesn't exist. It's just a concept we've created in order to cope with reality. The Gregorian calendar is just like, it's a concept we've created to cope with reality. All time actually already exists right now in the universal infinite now. What that quite simply means in basic terms is that everything in the entire universe is energy. There's one energy source in the universe, and everything already exists. You're already connected to everything you want. You're connected to the source of the universe. You're connected to every single person. Everything exists. And when you collapse time, like what I would do is, like, my channel wasn't making any progress, and I would, every day I saw this inspiring millions and millions of people every single day. I would turn, like, some doesn't mean I would get frustrated, but I'd always return to, I know it, a video is about to go viral. I'm about to get a viral video. I know it. I know I'm about to get a viral video. I've already connected with that reality. And when you collapse time, you actually create patience, right? Because the hardest thing is it's hard for us to wait for things to show up in our life that we want, or that we're working hard for, or what have you. And so the point is being, when you connect to, like, I already am this thing, then you know it might take a little bit for the physical manifestation to show up that's in alignment with the image that you've been holding in your mind. But you already have seen it, so it's easy to be patient. Why? Because you've already seen it. And then you can recognize that any of the old negative stories that come up, like, oh, it's taking longer, you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, you just know that that's subconscious programming. Or what I do whenever that happens is, like I said, I just listen to my success hypnosis. You can too, it's just right there down below. And you grasp the simple, but crazy complicated idea that time doesn't exist. Therefore, you're already one with everything that you desire. You collapse time, and you know, it will show up. Number 4, eliminate plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, right? Eliminate all the plan B's and C's and D's. What happens is people start, but then they got a plan B, C, and D. And what is that really? It's subconsciously, I don't believe I can do this. The law of attraction is a secondary law to the law of vibration. So what vibration are you in when you are not convinced it'll work? You're planning for it not to work. See, that's a big difference. You can be unsure about yourself, right? I feel like that, you feel like that, every human being feels like that as part of being human at times. And a lot of it is subconscious programming though, but that's okay, right? That's part of the journey, facing our fears. 5 seconds of courage, where we're scared for, but we get 5 seconds of courage to go for it. But there's a big difference between feeling afraid and planning to fail. Having a plan B, C, D, and E, and F is planning to fail. When I was 19 years old, I dropped out of college, I traveled around the world, then I wrote my first book. I was about 20 years old. Everyone thought it was a bad idea. I didn't know how the hell I was ever gonna make this work as a career and actually make any money at all to even be able to support myself in the most basic way possible. But I didn't give myself a plan B. It was like, I will make this work somehow. I'm scared, I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'm not gonna plan for all these B's and C's and D's. And what happens quite often is people aren't fully committed, and if you aren't all in, how is the universe gonna respond? It's not gonna respond being all in back to you. And so, commit fully for 24 months. Commit fully for 36 months. Commit fully for the rest of your life, because the reality is there's only so much hours in the day. 24 hours. We are trading our time for something at every single day. Whether you get what you want or not, wouldn't it be worth it to trade your time for something that you believe in, get rid of the alternatives, and go all in? Numero 5, number 5, last but not least, the law of screw it, just do it, or use the mantra from Jack Canfield. Oh, what the heck, do it anyways. All right, so what happens is that people all the time have big desires and big goals, and that might be you. And what happens is that we think about it so much and we try to plan it so much. Maybe you know somebody like that. You plan to perfection, and it becomes actually, at a certain point, it becomes a limiting behavior of yours where you are trying to plan for everything that might happen, but you never take action, and you do it as a way to tell yourself that you need to keep planning. And so there's all these times where we've got these big dreams and we never just start because we get afraid and we get worried and we get scared. But the number one regret that people have, according to Bronnie Ware, a palliative nurse who is somebody who works with people on their deathbeds, she studied and surveyed thousands of people just before they passed away. And the number one regret that people had was, I wish I would have lived a life true to myself. And fear isn't the question. We're gonna feel it. The question is, did you live a life true to yourself? Every day, are you waking up and building a life that's true to yourself? Now, you may not be where you want to be yet, but are you working towards that? Do you have that end in mind? And you might need to take some trade-offs and sacrifices now, but you're working towards that, because that's the real question, not am I gonna be afraid? So I invite you to 5 seconds of courage. I invite you to 24 hours of courage. I invite you to 30 days of courage, where you finally go out and you make your album and you start singing at the local cafe, or you start your YouTube channel, you write your book, or you start going all in to add more value to your business and to the customers, to try to get a raise, to try to become a bigger leader, to go back to school, to get that degree finally, to move to where you want to go finally, to finally start saving money and make a plan to pay off your debt or the money that you owe the IRS or whatever it is. I know it's scary and it's like it seems so far away that it's intimidating, but I promise you it will feel so damn amazing just to get started. And that's the real beauty, is that we want to build a life that feels good. And when you build a life that feels good, good things come. And so I've used these principles to create a YouTube channel that's one of the fastest growing personal development channels on YouTube and the internet. You can use these for the same thing, for anything that you desire. So I just want to share my story. Hopefully that inspires you. Be sure that you download my free success hypnosis down below, jakeshypnosis.com. Use that before you get to work and you make things happen. Press the subscribe button. There's a notifications bell thing somewhere in the corner. Hit that so you actually see my videos, because YouTube doesn't always let you know about them even if you subscribe. So hit the bell notification too. See you on the next video, and thank you for watching.